Hello everyone, this is XlorD giving you a shoutcast between XlorD, who is spawning as the yellow Protoss player here on Metalopolis at the 12 o'clock position, against Naugrim spawning over here as the 3 o'clock position as the blue Zerg. So this is going to be a Protoss versus Zerg matchup. This is game 1 in a best of 3 matchup here from the ESL Invitational. I believe that's the name of the tournament that I am casting from. If I get the name wrong, well, it doesn't really matter because they're not sponsoring me to do these shoutcasts. I'm just shoutcasting them because I enjoy StarCraft 2 this much. So taking a look at Naugrim, taking a look at the unit overlay, Overlord now being produced, Pylon now being warped in. So both players sticking to a pretty standard strategy. I don't see any proxy pylons being placed, no cheese. Naugrim now coming in with this Overlord. Gonna see that it is in fact gonna be a close spawn. Sees that now using that chrono boost being used at the right as that pylon is finished being produced. Just so you guys know, the chrono boost usually ends around now. So the chrono boost lasts about 1.8 probes in terms of construction timing. So this will last a little bit more and then go off into about there and then stop right around. Come on, 3.6 right there. So yeah, just so you guys know, it's about 1.8 in terms of how long chrono boost lasts in terms of probe time. So that is 10 seconds. So, but if you want to figure out in terms of when you should be using it for your probes, that's how long you should do it. Now, double gateway quickly being produced, and that gateway, I believe, makes it very, I don't think any units can really get in or out of that position. Stalkers have that ability to blink, and Zealots may be able to move in between those two, but no, anything else that's different. How is Artosis interview making you feel about SC2 commentating? I hope Koreans take a hold of the game somewhat. Wow, so someone, Dalagak, talking to me. Let me go ahead and tell him that I'm shoutcasting, and hopefully he'll ignore me for just a little bit. Anyways, spawning pool now coming in, Naugrim coming in as well, or sorry, Naugrim getting that extractor as well. We'll see if he in fact goes for a roaches or not. Taking a look, that queen still not being trained up yet. So taking a look, yes, it's going to be a hatchery instead of an early queen. 2 drones being dropped in, so one was chasing the other, and then a quick hatchery being put on that front door. So Naugrim now finally getting those roaches, now getting that queen up. So had to save up a little bit, had to stop a little bit of his drone production, I think. Yeah, taking a look at that, only 13 drones compared to the 19 drones of XlorD. Coming back over here, we have double gateway, double chrono boost being used in order to try to take down what I expect to be this one particular hatchery. 3 or 4 Zerglings, when surrounded, will quickly take down Zealots, as long as they do not have, when none of them have any upgrades, when they're all 0-0. Of course, those level 1 upgrades on those Zealots will make those Zerglings just fall or melt like butter through the hot knives of those side blades, as 2 rounds of hits take down those Zerglings, making them essentially 50% more effective. Now Zealots trying to move back away, and now we finally have a queen coming in. Queen now getting focused down. That's going to be a little bit of a misplay as those Zerglings finally getting surrounded. That queen coming in, trying to focus down some of those Zealots. Zealots getting taken down. So one Zealot getting taken down. Zerglings now trying to run back away. Now a Roach coming in. So that Roach, as long as that creep can move around more quickly, that Roach will once again start to be able to engage and know that creep was not able to take that focus down that one Roach. Or sorry, and the Roaches were able to focus on that one Zealot. Zergling turns around just to run into a side blade of a Zealot, getting hit. And now those Zealots trying to run back away once more. And down goes that Zealot. So very nice micro coming in from Naugrim in order to push back that early Zealot attack. Coming back over here, however, XlorD used that distraction time in order to set up his own fast expansion. Pylon now down over here, getting 3 photon cannons on this front door. Zealots now coming back as well. So those roaches are going to in fact not be able to push that in. Overlord trying to scout out that natural expansion and quickly takes a photon, was that a photon ball? Or, oh yeah, I guess I'll call it an electron ball. Or actually no, photon ball. So it's a photon ball to try to push it back away. Cybernetics Core finally going down, so he went for a double gateway with that forge in order to try to hold an expansion. Single probe now is pushing through this particular location and now going to start and perhaps mining down here. No, just building a secondary pylon in order to reinforce those photon cannons. Overlord sitting overhead with a couple roaches trying to protect the bottom expansion over here. I believe there's a single queen between the two, and now we are going from hatchery to lair. So lair now being teched as well. Taking a look at those drones currently sitting on what, 16 drones. Yeah, 16 drones trying to mine out. So what is that, 14 or 15 drones on minerals, and then a couple drones on gas as well. Taking a look at the overall unit overlay, 25 harvesters for XlorD, while Naugrim has 23. Zealot now activating the Xel'Naga Watchtower in order to be able to keep track of what's happening throughout the map. Make sure that there is no large army of roaches trying to push in. Those roaches, because of their slow movement speed, really aren't a very decent attacking unit unless they're in swarm, or and your opponent doesn't have the proper defense. Perhaps if they tech too fast, those roaches would be a good counter, but those roaches realize that they really cannot do any fighting or any pressing. Zealot may be trying to do a suicide mission in order to try to go up that ramp, with those roaches quickly being able to move on that creep, now trying to chase that Zealot. Zealot now able to run back away as those roaches are in fact slower on normal ground. Taking a look, Queen still has not laid down any creep tumors yet, as we have a queen up here and a queen over here to that south side. So that south side, and also getting a lot of drone production. At some point the queen should probably stop trying to spawn larvae and trying to get some creep tumors in order to be able to have those roaches move much more efficiently, as having how many drones does he have? As having like 12 larvae doesn't really do anything else. Try to save up some of that energy and try to drop down a creep tumor. Taking a look over here, we finally are at the layer, and taking a look at, we're also getting the metabolic boost, so the Zergling upgrade, and also taking the Spire. Looking for that Spire building. Spire is sitting right here. So Spire nearly completed. Roaches and Spire, Roaches and Mutalisks looking to be the strategy of the day. Taking back look over here, we have XlorD sitting on triple gateways, no warp gate research yet, so he may just be trying to go for gateways at this stage. Zealots on this backside, hiding over here by some of these cannons, are willing to engage those roaches once they are within cannon range. Building another photon cannon on that backside, making sure that those roaches don't come up that ramp and come around that side. Taking a look, still a large number of Zealots. I do not see a Twilight Council. But however, there are in fact some Phoenixes being brought in, trying to use that graviton beam, able to push back away. But three Phoenixes trying to push back away. But those 5 Mutalisks are up in the air and able to push them back. So we're gonna see some really great Phoenix use. Taking a look, where is that Stargate? So Stargate's being built on that backhand side, or backside. So, and using the what's it called, the chrono boost, in order to speed up that production. So we're having a large number of Phoenixes. So this may become a very Phoenix heavy game. We'll see how these Phoenixes work. Phoenixes move out very quickly, and those Phoenixes are going to be doing what Corsairs love to do in the original StarCraft, which is go Overlord hunting. And down goes that Overlord, as that Overlord getting taken down so quickly. Those, the Phoenix does a 5+4 versus light ×2. Mutalisks now going to be coming in, and those Mutalisks, one Phoenix trying to push back that attack, and then 6 Phoenixes really ready to counter, and those Phoenixes are going to just be able to rip through those Mutalisks. Phoenixes moving much more quickly than those Mutalisks, and those Mutalisks getting pushed back away. Perhaps going to try to do a Graviton Beam, try to take down the rest of those units. Mutalisks getting focused down. Graviton Beam on that Queen once again. Queen now going to get taken down. No, Graviton Beam, there it is, and that poor Queen just being held up in the air to die on a platter. Overlord now getting focused down, and once again we have 6 Phoenixes just out in the air. Another Queen coming back up, and Naugrim just sacrificing that Queen on a Graviton Beam platter. Down it goes, and now only drones left, and drones now getting picked up. So drones getting picked up in order to try to focus down. I don't think there's enough energy to do, getting some additional energy slowly to try to focus down more of these units. Naugrim just taking a lot of damage, being forced to transfer all of those drones over here to this other expansion. But this is not looking good. We finally have Spore Crawlers being produced and more Phoenixes. So it's just a mass Phoenix army to try to counter out this Roach army. Very nicely done. Graviton Beam picking up another Queen. And so Queen's just trying to be produced. Stay tuned for part 2 and the conclusion of this replay between Naugrim and XlorD here on Metalopolis.